Number 4, schedule work hours and days off. You can have 1 day off, 2 days off. I currently, I kind of have two days off. Um, and what that looks like for me, I have, I don't work on Saturdays. Saturdays is reserved for family and anything I feel like I want to do. I used to get every other Saturday, like my mani pedi, self care, that kind of physical self care stuff on Saturdays. And then I moved it to Fridays. So I'm kind of doing a half day on Fridays. And then Thursdays is my joy day. It's a day that um, I do something that brings me joy. And it just happens to be on Thursday. It could potentially be on a Saturday, but because I joined a golf league, they meet on Thursdays. So Thursday is my joy day. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to schedule your work hours. You figure that out before you even start doing business, what that is going to look like for you. So you bake it in so you don't feel like you're trying to fit yourself in your day. Remember, you're the asset, you're the value, you're the blueprint, you're the framework. You are all the things when you are starting a business. So you need to make sure that you are putting you first on the list. So these things need to get accounted for. This is how you make space and you make room. You make space and you make room for you. You make space and you make room for the business. Okay. So what that looks like also, you're going to put all your life events on your calendar. So if you don't already have those kind of things scheduled, you want to schedule them. And here's the cheat code. Just leave free white space on the calendar. Not everything on the calendar needs to be filled in, because you are going to need creative space and time. Or if you do put it on the calendar, make sure you know that that's exactly what it's for and it's not to be filled in for anything else. Okay? Like be real about your boundaries. And so in that scheduling, you're putting all your life events on your calendar first. You are putting your self-care appointments. So if that's mani pedi, massages, doctor's appointments, any kind of medical appointments, anything that is important to you and that is going to help you maintain your health mentally, physically, socially, financially, it needs to be accounted for. Even your sleep time. I absolutely have to have 7 hours of sleep or I don't feel rested. That is very important when you are managing, running, owning a business. You want to be your best self because now you've decided that you want to have your own business. And more than likely, one of the reasons that you want to do that, or two, is for financial freedom, time freedom. So you got to be serious about your time. You can't play with it, right? So you need to act like it's important to you. Time is the most precious thing we have. It is one of the most. The first is breath. Breath is the most important thing that we have. When you wake up each day and you have breath, it's amazing. It's amazing. It allows you to be present, be you is your breath. Okay. So time is the next most invaluable thing. And people like to say time is short. When you don't have your shit together, time can be very long because it takes longer to get where you're trying to go and do the things that you want to do. Okay. Don't forget, drop questions as they come up and we will talk about it. Any errands? Here's my cheat code for errands. I run all my errands through the week. I do not do any errands on the weekends because I want my weekends to myself. So errands to me are like work. I treat them like work. So work gets done Monday through Friday, unless something absolutely can't be done Monday through Friday. But I'm serious about that. I've been doing that for years so that I could have my weekends free. Because here's the thing. You don't want to start your business and then be working it like a job. That's you just moving from one cage to the other. Who you the master of now? If that's what's going on, if you've ever worked for someone, right? So we're not trying to do that. You get to decide. You get to build your schedule and your time. This is how you manage your time freedom. This is how you take control of it from the beginning. You do it with how you want your schedule to be up front. You define it right up front, right? Okay. That can look like you working 40 hours, 50, whatever you believe that needs to be. So then you've got a plan for all of the other time. But when you do that, you plan for your time that you know you need for you first and honor that. Okay. And rest time. Rest time is that white space time that I'm talking about. You got to put your movement in there, any exercise. And then sometimes study time, right? Because there's certain things that you got to learn while you're in the business. What I've noticed, there's a lot of things that require just you to sit and fill it out and all of that. You got to make time for that. That's why you need work hours. Okay. So there could be work hours, and then there could be paperwork, designated time for your paperwork. You want to think about all of these things, right? You don't realize that when you're getting started. The other key things is your movement, whatever movement looks like for you. Yoga, the Peloton, maybe you're a runner. I'm a walker. I like to go out and walk. I don't really do it on the weekends. I do that also through the week because I want to sleep in late, or I just want to be lazy, whatever that potentially can look like. That's what I want to do. So bake all of that in up front. That's where the honest conversation with yourself comes in. And by all means, be flexible, because that is going to be required when you're first getting started. Okay. And then look at your money. You need to look at your money every day. Know what your cash flow looks like, what's coming in, what's coming out, and then have a money date with yourself, either at the end of the week or maybe it's at the beginning of the week, whatever that looks like. That also needs to be scheduled. So if you want time freedom, I'll say this again, you need to get serious about your time. So you want to account for these things in your life. And a good way, if you haven't started a business yet, then start doing it now, like you gonna run a business, because you know that that's what you're gonna need, right? And you've got to be particular about where you're showing up, so that you have the energy, strength, and capacity to have the life that you desire and the business that you also desire to have. Okay, so your boundaries gonna get real tight real quick. You're going to have to make some choices and some decisions for some things. So that's what's going to happen there. So that's number 4. Schedule work hours, your day off, put all your life events on the calendar, your self-care appointments, errands, your joy time, build joy time into your rest time, your sleep time. Rest time and sleep time, 2 different things. Your movement, and looking at your money date. Okay.